Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of How Did This Get Booked? I, of course, am your host, Jake Manning, and I'm a veteran of the professional wrestling business for over a decade, and I've held every single job except selling popcorn. I'm joined, as always, by my tag partner, my friend, not really a drinking buddy since I blew off your birthday, because
it's okay.
I think there was a good time to be had, and that's why I ran away.
I mean, it was low-key birthday drinks. Only had a couple. I'm kind of getting off the sauce a little bit, too.
Okay. So.
Not like all the sauce. That's still you sauce.
Yeah.
Just more sparingly.
Sober-ish.
Like I switched to a light vinaigrette kind of sauce.
Okay. Yeah. You're more of an oil vinegar.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Anyways, we are joined as always.
Oh, my name is Zane, by the way. You didn't say that.
I didn't say your fucking name.
No, you sure didn't.
Oh, I didn't? Okay.
No, not that you expected we switch co-hosts all of a sudden.
Okay. Well, I mean, I figure people know by now.
Here comes that fucking alpha brain all of a sudden.
Yeah, exactly.
Beta brain.
Listen, the alpha brain hasn't fucking kicked in. Okay? 15 minutes into this podcast, I'm going to be amazing.
Yeah.
But I know somebody's going to be amazing right out of the gate. Our non-wrestling fan returning, Mimi Benfield. Mimi, How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I've had a good day.
Well, thank you for coming back. I think the last episode that we had you on was XPW.
Yeah. I liked the video you made me watch this time much better.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I was going, I knew some of them.
There was less Angel the Hardcore Homo in this one.
Which one?
There's no Angel the Hardcore Homo in this show.
Oh, I forgot about that. That was one of the questions. Like, there's anybody doing it as a gimmick?
Nope.
To be gay? There's no...
There's no New Jack in there? No.
They got everything else, but there's no, like...
Oh, there's a lot. There's a
whole bunch.
A lot. But, we always ask people, like, their wrestling backgrounds, but for people who return, we always ask, did your being on the podcast and watching the last show that we required you to watch, did that inspire you to watch any other pro wrestling in between that's a wide swing of the head, not up and down, but side to side.
Yeah.
I like your Instagram videos.
It's good.
Okay.
I'm a supportive friend.
In the same sense that some people's pro wrestling is just gifts of the Young Bucks. For you, it's gifts of the Man Scout Manning.
And don't worry, no one ever says yes. Like, there's not been a yes yet.
I was worried.
I became a huge wrestling fan, and now it's all I do. I'll see it at WrestleMania. No.
Well, that's definitely not the goal of this podcast.
No, yeah, we would lose people if they did that.
Well, I thought the goal of this podcast was to lose as many people as possible because we're doing a fantastic
Until it's just
job.
you and me.
Yeah, exactly. We're the only ones listening. Not even the guests listen sometimes.
No.
So,
I don't listen.
I barely listen.
Yeah.
I think
I was here,
and I just found out our editor. He doesn't listen either.
Well, so fuck him.
So we are doing this podcast in a vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
I only listen to podcasts about like ghost and murder and stuff because I'm that white.
So you want to talk about the No Sleep podcast?
I was listening about Robert Kennedy's murder. I was like, this will put me in a good mood for funny.
This is the part of the show where we put over other podcasts again.
Yeah, or other people's comedy specials. That's always a go-to on this.
Chris Rock's is real good.
Is it?
Just saw it.
Is it as good as Tom Segura's?
Oh, nothing's as good as Tom Segura's.
Okay, well, we have to always clear that is our forever standard.
Yeah.
On
I haven't watched the Chris Rock. I'm kind of waiting till everyone around me watches it.
They just kind of
I know, for some reason.
Regurgitate all the jokes to you.
I'm going to kind of wait because it's right there. I'm still on my brother's Netflix. I can watch it whenever I want.
Until somebody does his material on an open mic that you host.
I take care of that.
Like you do. That
Wag
you
of the finger.
do.
I have accused people of doing it, not like in a mean way or anything, but like, I've heard that joke. And they're like, yeah, you've heard me tell it. Like, yeah. Well, it's a compliment then.
Like a hawk watching over the Charlotte comedy scene. Well, let's dive right into today's discussion point, and it's a doozy, and it's something kind of new that came up on the WWE Network. They released a lot of the Coliseum Home video releases, and me and Zane felt it'd be appropriate that maybe we dive into this library. Maybe more of it. We might be doing more of it, especially since
they're so short.
They're so short. It's not the 3-hour shows that we're used to, or the 2+ hours that we made you watch last time. So I think
and I tried to watch it like an hour before I got. He was like, "Oh, just that way it'll be fresh." And my brain's like, "What the hell? How many minutes? This is ridiculous. Is there any porn in it? Like, this is ridiculous."
Well, XPW, you're very.
I can't masturbate to any of this.
I like sweaty, half-naked men rolling around and stuff. But this was a little
really
more theatrical. Oh, yeah. I don't fuck with that straight shit.
Oh, yeah?
Stick it straight to my own kind.
There you go.
Listen,
Equal opportunity.
Listen, I can see the appeal. They're very, very intent. You know what I'm saying? Like two men attending to each other's needs.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I see the appeal.
Sometimes you got to get your needs met.
Yeah.
If it's a man, it's a man.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2018. I like seeing stuff I haven't seen before. Haven't been a part of anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Dicks. Just a whole bunch of dicks. Me and Dicks 2018.
Well,
I just like to watch. I just like to sit in the corner.
In a dark corner.
In the dark, just see the light of my
So you're
city.
Schwarzenegger in True Lies. That's
Sure,
cool.
Yeah, I've been compared to him before.
Yeah. It's probably just because you're so jacked.
Oh yeah, under my human otter box. Protect my muscles.
well, this is the year of 2018, but let's rewind back to the year of April 12th, 1985.
April 12th, not a year, but 85 is.
Well, the year of 1985, April 12th, and they had a very specific release date on... Is your job just to like shit on me today?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
I took my alpha brain,
Listen,
so I'm there for the quips.
You're always under. Take it.
Yeah, take it, big guy.
I'm a power bottom, thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, I believe it.
So...
My fantasies anyway.
Whoa!
Boom! Very homoerotic in all caps. I take notes.
Well, the Coliseum Home video that we were watching today, I believe is Coliseum video number 1. This is the first release in the entire catalog, and it is Bloopers, Bleeps, and Bodyslams, which I feel like this video was released to capitalize on the blooper home video market.
Yeah.
That was probably booming at this time. Like NFL was probably having like NFL's greatest hits, Major League bloopers.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably all of those things, and WWF was trying to capitalize on that market. And we start with Gorilla Monsoon and WWF Video Control.
I liked his name. I was like, is that how you guys pick it? You have an animal and the type of weather?
Yeah.
And I picked Muskrat Sprinkle.
Oh, that's a hell of a name.
This is Muskrat Sprinkle coming to you from
Muskrat Sprinkle!
Coming from the How Did This Get Booked control room.
But yeah, there's just a hodgepodge of stuff that's just kind of thrown together in this video, so we're going to try and cover this the best we can and the things that stick out. So I have a couple notes, so if there's anything that pops up or we moved over something, please jump out at me. Anything that right off the bat.
Muskrat.
Yeah, other than Gorilla Monsoon's name, what was like one of the first things you noticed in this video?
Well, the next one I have is #MeToo. There's a lot of domestic violence reference. What was his face? Mr. Blassie.
Yeah, Freddie Blassie.
It's like,
Yeah, that
Lord have mercy.
that's problematic, as they would say
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
In 1985, they would call it comedy.
They-
Today, it
yeah.
is
Oh, I
problematic.
saw him sitting over there too. I was like, the guy in the peach suit with the sparkle suspenders talking about broads. He reminds me of my grandmother.
Goofy broads.
Yeah.
Not just
Yeah.
regular broads, goofy broads.
What is it? Telling his second wife, he's like, hey, I've had to put him in a choker hold or kick him around.
Yeah.
I
I think you should totally try your holds out on women.
Like,
his main point was like, just make sure you land it right, because
Yeah.
you both could get hurt.
Yeah. Hurt her just a bit.
The art's still the most important.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it until I was going over my notes again, but I should have done more research on it. But looking at it now where we stand, it is very problematic to talk about how you're doing the Superfly snooker on your wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when he murdered his side piece.
Yeah.
What?
He killed a bitch.
Superfly snooker?
Oh.
Allegedly.
Oh, I thought it was this Freddy dude.
No.
I mean, Freddie Blassie might have killed a girl, but we
He
don't
might
know.
have. I mean, he was, and also he was like around Hollywood during the 50s, so he might have been murdering all kinds.
He knows his way around a dead body. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, he probably could have been a side character in LA Confidential. So for sure.
Oh, but yeah, Jimmy Snuka killed a girl.
Yeah, allegedly.
Well, he's not gonna sue us. He's not listening.
There seems to be a lot of aggression in this whole industry, so
Yeah, he's
I
dead,
can
so.
understand it. Yeah.
But
It's all the testosterone, steroids.
That's why you punch walls and stuff, right?
Yeah.
exactly.
I love when I see a guy that's like got a cast on. What happened? I punched a wall, and the
Dummy.
wall won.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or some jackass trying to break bricks here in a little bit.
Oh yeah, he was
yeah.
trying. God, he was trying.
Tiger Chun Li.
Yeah.
It was hurting me. It's like if I would have been in person, I was like, "Can I just do it?
Is
I
this?
feel like you're doing something really wrong here."
Yeah, And I like how the explanation was it was fireplace brick, so it had like metal wrapped up in it so it wouldn't properly break.
No, I just don't think you can punch bricks.
It was chipping off the side just fine.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
That brick broke that brick just fine.
Yeah. Maybe you're just not strong.
Maybe get bricker hands.
Maybe you're a muskrat sprinkle.
I feel like muskrat sprinkle is very strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like sweet about it.
Yeah, real,
And
like,
then
real southern.
when you're down at sprinkles, I win.
That's how you win. You beat them and then you sprinkle on them.
Sprinkles, little glitter in my pocket.
Or you pee on it,
Blind
whatever,
them,
depending
just
on
blind them. Okay, well, yeah, if you want to do that kind of
what kind of sprinkle we're talking about here.
We could double up on the sprinkle.
Sprinkle tinkle. It's all the
Sprinkle
same
tinkle.
thing, sprinkle
Muskrat sprinkle tinkle. This is going to be a character in the child's book I'm working on.
But there's a lot of Captain Lou.
Whole mess of Lou.
Whole mess of Lou. Zane, considering you look very much like Captain Lou Albano, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, you can never have enough Captain Lou Albano.
I feel like you can have enough.
Really
and
think so?
Yeah, I
Okay.
feel like this video is the definition of having too much Captain Lou Albano.
Well, I feel that his interview section with McMahon about like the write-ins was way better.
That's funny.
Because, I mean...
I don't like fat people.
Yeah, and who does?
What do you identify?
Yeah. A muskrat. The sprinkles.
I forgot that he was with the Cyndi Lauper video. When that happened, I was like, I got literally excited.
He was also Mario in the Mario Brothers show.
Oh, the show?
Yeah, it was like the live show, and then it would also have the cartoon in it.
Huh.
He was also Mario in that. He was also the voice. I do like in his interview segment and in Blassie's, they both talk about the pulmonary artery, which leads me to believe that managers are just geniuses of the heart. So that was real weird because Blassie's was about I want to say
beating women up because that was my main takeaway from it.
I can't remember what he was talking about, but he talked about how Albano's would have been about his medulla is so large.
Oh yeah.
And that leads down into his pulmonary, and then there was then Blassie talked about it too. And then we also know that he is very good at making a homemade deodorant.
Yeah.
You ever heard of witch hazel? Get some witch hazel.
Yeah.
Yeah, very detailed. About
Yeah.
that. Like, that's actually his thing. It has to be that detailed of an answer.
And he showers 4 to 5 times a day.
Yeah. I was like, well, that's good.
So
he doesn't for sure.
Yeah, zero.
Like it
looks like he has lots of rubber bands. Zero shower
He
etiquette.
got it tied on his face like that.
Was his face pierced?
I don't
Must have
see.
just been maybe a
I've
cheek
never
hair or
understood why he put rubber bands on his face.
Because it changed. I know they used to have it in the
one of my
cheek
questions.
sometimes. So the answer is still do not know.
Yeah, that's why.
Insufficient
Ask them
evidence.
why.
If you're looking for me for an answer on that, I still don't have
Y'all
a
know more
fucking
than I
clue.
do.
But it would move spots on his face sometimes, though. So I thought maybe I used to think it was pierced because it was always over on the cheek area. But now seeing right beside his nose, maybe he just taped it on.
Maybe he was just fuzzy. He had a bunch of stray hairs or something.
Yeah, but
That look like rubber bands.
like if he had
Well, no, he tied the
Oh,
rubber
okay.
hair.
but if he had a derma piercing or something like that, and
would've
Before it was big.
yeah, and then he put but why would you put a rubber
Maybe he
band?
just stapled it to his face because he's hardcore.
Maybe.
I just don't know. I don't know if that was a style in 1985 or he thought that was a good
That
idea.
was his thing. He was trying to have a thing.
He's the only person I know that had rubber bands stuck to their face. I know there's the Sex Pistols. They'd have they pierce their ears, but they put a paper clip in, or they'd have something like
Safety
that.
pin, yeah.
Yeah, safety pin. That's what I was thinking of.
I did that in high school. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, but you never thought to put a rubber band on you,
Which
hey,
maybe he's just smarter than everybody else.
Yeah, that's it. I like that they entered. What did they say? A walking ad for birth control. I'm like, yeah, I can see that for sure. It's nice that they had that back then.
All right.
You look like you have an answer.
I went to the Wikipedia. He later developed a trademark applying rubber bands to his beard after seeing a homeless man do the same. He also often wore a rubber band hanging from a safety pin he pushed through his cheek.
Damn, that's a tiny safety pin then.
Yeah, maybe more like a push pin, not a bobby pin, but like if you were little ones you do for hymns for sewing. They're one of those.
Yeah,
one of those kind of pins, and just.
Yeah.
So Captain Lou saw a homeless person and was like, that's a good idea.
That guy's got it figured the fuck out.
Okay.
Look what I saw this homeless guy do, and that's how. And that could arguably be the reason we have man buns today.
Homeless people?
Well, I mean, Captain Lou saw that guy, so he started here, and then it just, obviously, with his patches of hair, migrated up his cheek, and to eventually, top of guy's head's today.
It just feels kind of nice.
Yeah. Can you put your coif up in a...
Back in the day. I'm not there quite yet. I'm growing it back out a little.
Yeah.
Just on top. Should be too lady-like.
We should talk about this because Mimi, you mentioned you're a big fan of gay porn. Let's talk about the pose down.
Yeah.
That's the very homoerotic part. That's the note for that. The muscle man titty part.
I feel like this is like Vince McMahon's personal own male strip joint.
This is his wet dream.
Like this is a wing in his mansion in Stamford, Connecticut. Like that room years later was the room where Chris Masters was molested.
Yeah.
Just to get his contract.
I feel Tony Atlas still lives there.
When he was Saba Simba and he was homeless, Vince McMahon put him up there. But he's like, "Hey, you got to put the posing trunks on.
I'm gonna need you to. You got a show at 3, 5, 7, and 9. So get ready, big guy."
Like I feel like this is an actual place where some dark stuff has happened. And Paul Orndorff knows the deal. Just hurry up and get it over with. I'll show him my wanger and just get out. Was
that the white guy?
Yes.
Yeah. He was mad.
I was more concerned that they were barefoot in this place because this is the type of place that has jizz on the floor regularly.
Oh, for sure.
I feel like most places just do.
Yeah, like all
Guys
libraries.
just be doing it.
Yeah, guys just be squirting everywhere.
If I could do it, I'd be doing it everywhere.
A little pudding here, a little pudding there.
just being animals, just
sprinkling and tinkling everywhere.
Well, I was joking with somebody. It's like I've never knowingly ingested semen, but I'm willing to bet almost 100% sure I probably have.
Oh yeah,
accident.
Come on now.
Like yeah. I'm not a boy, but I get it.
You never complained at a restaurant?
Well, yeah, but it's not like it's too salty.
Nah.
I feel like I'm not gonna go farther with that.
You can go as far as you want.
I'm about to say, is it due to lack of knowledge about the semen?
It's just I'm grossed out because I recently found a letter my grandmother wrote, literally yesterday, and she's talking about the sweet cream and stuff. I was like,
was it to you?
No, it was in the 40s. It was when she was young and stuff.
She was her own type of sex message.
I'm gonna read it at the open mic tonight.
Oh, sweet.
Ooh, it's a doozy.
She's
dead.
There was dirty talk in the 1940s.
I thought she was a prude. She literally said she only had sex twice, and it was to make my aunt and my mother. And then I find this long letter downstairs, and it is detailed.
She had a fuck ton of
words.
Foreplay.
It wasn't very much foreplay at all.
Yeah, it was just straight on.
Well, she said the name of it is My First Date. And I love your face. It's the same face I had the whole time. I'm like, oh, this is going to be sweet. Like, he brings flowers. Oh, no, it's just some dude pulls up while she's sitting on a bench.
Huh.
And there's more to it. I'll read it at the open mic.
I
still got twitchy eye from it. Oh God!
Thanks for bringing this podcast way down.
Juice in my belly. No!
Whoa! Hey!
That's just a teaser.
Yes, that's just a tip.
My prudish grandmother.
Where do you learn to talk like that in the 1940s?
It says cunt in it. I was like, I didn't even know that was a word back then.
Your grandmother might have invented it.
She was like a good church-going Christian lady.
Would she have been with your...
I talk about the clit story, but that's the other grandma. I was like, both my grandmas were hussies. At least one was honest about it.
Was she with your grandfather at the time?
Was
that the man?
No.
No?
She didn't meet my grandfather till a few years after. I even went upstairs to ask my aunt, and she's like, when did my mom and papa get married? And she's like, I think it was in 1946. I'm like, oh, shit.
I'll take all sorts of
There's some letters from soldiers, and I thought that was my grandfather. I was like, I didn't know he was in the military. She's like, he wasn't. Oh no,
this is another man.
Were there any nudes?
No, it was just letters. Just a bunch of letters. I
something gets some people off.
I guess,
especially in times of war.
Did not know this about me.
Guess what? The front lines, another place you can't walk around barefoot because there's a whole bunch of semen. Oh,
that's funny.
What's a good transition?
So back to a white man, a black man fighting in their underwear.
I would say the music for it was very
Vince McMahon is fighting to get in between. I'm like, no, don't. Oh, calm down, stop.
I'm rubbing your chest.
Well, what was the black guy's name?
Tony Atlas.
He definitely had it.
Man,
black guys are usually a little bit bigger. And
in the Wangles.
It was just all of it. He was much more. and he was humble.
He was humble. He had a really nice, like, flow to his movements to show off each individual muscle.
Well, he was an actual Mr. USA winner.
Yeah.
And there's actually a really good story they used to hear directly from Tony Atlas himself that when he wrestled for Georgia Championship Wrestling. He showed everybody the pictures of him winning Mr. USA. And the booker at the time, Ole Anderson, the guy who put together the matches at Georgia Championship Wrestling, saw those pictures and he said, you know what? I got a great idea. You're going to wrestle the NWA champion, Harley Race, at the Omni, and you're going to wear the same exact trunks that you wore at the Mr. USA contest in the actual match against Harley Race. And Tony Atlas was like, well, posing trunks are different than wrestling trunks. They're a bit more flimsy. Like,
my dick's going to come out.
Yeah, that was kind of his concern. And Ole's like, I don't care. That's what you're doing. And also, too, they were like pinkish purple. And he's like, I don't feel comfortable doing that. But, okay, I'll do it. And Harley Race saw that as soon as he got out to the ring. And he just started laughing at Tony Atlas, like, ha, ha, what are those? And he goes, they're posing trunks. and Harley's like, ha, 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 okay. So Harley Race, they're wrestling for about 5 minutes or so. Harley Race calls for a backdrop, to take a backdrop from Tony Atlas. Now, when Harley Race posts for that backdrop, he gets very low on Tony Atlas's back, like oddly low, and Tony's like, well, that's an odd hand placement. He should be a little bit higher. Well, when Tony Atlas went for the backdrop, Harley Race grabbed a hold of his posing trunks and held on, and then Tony Atlas immediately pushed Harley Race's feet over Tony's head, and as Harley came down, he was pulling off Tony Atlas's posing trunks.
Yeah.
He stepped out of them, and he is butt naked in the center of the ring at a sold-out crowd at the Georgia Omni, and Harley Race took these posing trunks, wadded them up, and threw them in the crowd. Because
awesome.
And
why
Tony,
not?
Tony probably converted some white ladies that night.
Oh yeah, that's a thing. That's like in like the 70s or early 80s in Georgia.
Yeah.
That I'm sure was a very interesting night. Oh yeah.
Everybody had the vapors.
Oh my.
So,
That's good.
I love Tony Atlas.
I do too.
He likes people to step on his face.
Like in the ring or just...
No, like in the
That's his
bedroom.
thing.
That's his kink.
thing. Yeah.
Probably his thing in other areas too.
Mm-hmm. Good ball stomping.
But speaking of people's things, we have a little clip of a midget match, which got the
Yeah.
classic midget spots that we
Yep. All the
see,
butts.
all the biting of butts and kickouts and all that. But I was thinking about when I was watching this, is like it was probably the largest crowd I've ever seen for a midget match, and I started to
Oh
think,
shoot! I'm sorry. That's my alarm.
That's
Time to wake up.
time to wake up, Mimi.
Wake up, bitch! Time to slay. That's some Beyonce.
But yeah, I started thinking about it, like, man, it must have sucked like a midget match to happen at Madison Square Garden because you'd be in the cheap seats and you wouldn't be able to see
Yeah.
the goddamn thing.
No, I don't. What's going on?
Yeah, what are they doing? What are they doing down there? So
Some midgets? Oh shit, it's midgets.
And then also too, we get Ivan Putski doing a polka, which Vince McMahon really gets into.
Oh yeah, he was enjoying the hell out of that.
Yeah, he was just throwing that woman around. Like Vince was enjoying just throwing that woman.
She looked a
around.
little sometimes. He's a strong looking fella. He reminds me of Zach Baggins. I wrote that down. You know, I talk about. It's the Ghost Adventure show that I'm obsessed with. It's on the Travel Channel. Zach Baggins. Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like him and who was it? Alfred, Lord Alfred or whatever.
Yes.
It's like that's his Aaron. If you ever watch the show,
Is
you know they're dynamic.
Zach the main guy?
Zach's the main
Okay.
douchey guy. Even kind of
Black
looks like,
spiky hair? Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's just kind of got the same personality. Like most people probably don't like him in a real way. Or Ghost.
Ghosts are like, this fucking douche.
Zach Baggins. Zach Douchebag.
What? Name
I'm
writes
sure the
itself.
first one that came up with that.
I'm probably no one's ever said it again.
Yeah, he probably
Like-
never heard that at all through middle
Yeah,
school.
he's very douchey.
Like your mama invented the word cunt.
There's a little bit of prick in there too.
Yeah,
Oh.
just a little bit.
Yeah, 2 inches to be specific. She's very specific with things.
Just very creative writing.
I don't even have like the joke written for it. I'm literally just going to pull it on stage and see what fucking happens. And there's some other stuff too.
I think that's what your grandma already did. Like,
Yeah.
pull it out and
Let
see
me
what
tell you what
happens.
happened. Well, your mother and your aunt,
Oh my lord, I don't know.
there was some butter juice in her belly. Or what.
I hope it's just a story and not like a true thing, but who knows? She's dead. I can never ask. I can just make my own. Like, no, she was a virgin till she
You can get your buddy Zach Baggins to do a little seance for you. And
he brings about negative energies, and that's not my vibe.
probably because all the Nickelback he listens to.
Well, speaking of sweet cream,
Good transition.
Yeah. That's really what we're known here for.
well, yeah, and I'm gonna have to work for it on this show because it's a hodgepodge, and we got a hodgepodge conversation.
Because even Gorilla Monsoon didn't have transitions for this.
No, like this was like it's a blooper reel inside of a blooper reel.
Mm-hmm.
And they had Hulk Hogan with Vince and Lord Alfred making the Python powder.
Yeah.
Which they've got the full skit of this on Hulk's DVD. I don't know why they just didn't play the full thing of this.
Because we had half an hour of a pie fight to get in.
Oh, well, we're gonna get into that, and we gotta dissect that blow by blow because if we think that Freddie Blassie was problematic, there are issues with that wedding
guy
scene.
was pissed. He just
Yeah.
mad about stuff. Pants were too tight.
We got the Python powder, and I just wondered like how bad or how good it actually was. But
I assumed it was just regular protein powder. It was the pills he was taking.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is explaining a lot.
he just, very much out of character for Hulk Hogan. Just take a handful of pills and just throw them down his mouth in the 1980s.
Yeah, that probably never
He usually would
happens.
snort it, right?
Yeah,
exactly. That
or
was the point.
inject it.
That was my exact point. You snort it. That's what he would do.
Right in his butt. Butt snortings.
And then Gorilla Monsoon talks about the biggest blooper of all time. Which
was just a spot in a match.
Which is just a standard spot in every match where the manager accidentally hits his client with a chair, and actually Tony Atlas and Rocky Johnson win the tag team titles, which is actually the first time ever, I believe, an African American won a title in the WWF, which that's a little weird that you're like, oh, this is the biggest blooper and mistake of all time.
When he had the 3 stars on his butt. It's like there was a tag team. It was 2 black guys.
Yes,
The red. Oh, that made me feel happy inside because all them white people in the old days were like, "Woo, yeah!" It's like, yeah, they beat racism for a minute. There.
For just a minute.
They beat it.
For a 3 count.
First time
Special.
an African American had won a championship.
And that was the blooper that he was talking about.
Yeah.
It wasn't the fact that somebody got with a chair. It was just that 2 black dudes in the 80s won.
Yeah, can you believe black guys won a
Oh my
title?
God.
Like, we're not going to do this until Ahmed Johnson in 1996.
Enjoy it. We're 10 years away from seeing it again.
We're going to give it to a Hawaiian and call him Japanese at some point in the middle of this, too. A couple of times over,
A few
in fact.
times.
And then they talk about Salvatore Bellomo making a pizza and saying he doesn't need a rolling pin, but he actually needed a rolling pin. So that was weird.
I like that everything they called bloopers were just shit they had actually written or improv.
Yeah.
Or necessarily no bloopers.
No,
There wasn't too much.
There's no real mistakes.
No, this was just what someone wrote on paper.
Yeah, this was a skit that they came up with on the way they were doing. Like this was just.
I guess back when did you say this was 85?
Yes.
Everybody was just fucking stupid.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, there's parts of like you guys think this is funny. Like all the love advice stuff. Like you can hear people laughing in the background, and like I kept going like, is like. Pat Patterson holding a gun to your head right now, like, forcing you to laugh. Like, I don't understand why you guys think this is funny. Like there are comedies from '85 that still hold up.
Yeah.
Or at least you can be like, yeah, I can see why you thought that was funny back then.
Yeah.
Where this, I'm like, no, I can't see why this is funny at all.
Yeah.
Even like the first thing where Andre the Giant bent over.
Gave him the butt.
I did that spot 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I'm doing that spot next match I have.
Yeah, I was wondering what was so. I guess I was figuring they were just a little scared of the queerness of it. And I was like, that's kind of funny. Actually. I Andre the Giant's butt, right?
Yeah.
When it started off, I thought the blooper was the fact it gave him that big boot to the face and like legit knocked him out.
Yeah, because
I thought that was the blooper, and
I
then
thought
like
it was
the way
that lame. Yeah.
And then the way they fucked up all the editing to like make that happen. It's like, was that the blooper? But then him taking the butt, like, there it is. Like, oh, well, I saw 3 others on the way here.
I'm glad it's not just me being skeptical. I'm glad you guys are saying, like, yeah, I was kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Funny.
Well, that's the weird thing about pro wrestling is, like, you're supposed to be this outrageous character, where if you're an outrageous character in football, you would put that in a blooper reel.
Yeah.
And if you do something where you look like a moron, that's kind of what just pro wrestling is. But if you do something like a moron in a baseball game, that ends up on a blooper reel.
Yeah.
So, like, it's very hard to have a blooper when you're shooting for a blooper when it's just really part of your job. It's very, very odd.
I was more blown away that he did a goddamn drop down.
Yeah.
Like, he did the drop down. It's like, there's no way he's going to get up in time for anything. And then it was butt. I was like, oh, okay. Or that. Mm-hmm. Or butt stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, butt stuff.
Yeah, butt stuff.
Well, it's also dick stuff because he runs into it and it hurts his dick.
Yeah.
You're supposed to sew your dick, too.
Dicks and butt stuff.
Dick and butts.
Dicks and butts.
I don't understand how there's not any flamboyant, like, that's their gimmick, is to be the queer. Because they had, like, the Canadians running around with the Canadian flag. And like,
I mean, there were.
Well,
But
no, I
just-
remember that. That's what I'm saying. There's never been, like, I guess, gold dust, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, back then they did like Adrian Adonis, who we also didn't talk about, that had a spot at the very beginning of this.
He was, I read that. I
Well,
was
he's
excited for
also
that.
next to him. And,
Okay, I had it out.
Him and Dick Murdoch walking the streets in New York.
Yeah, I thought that was earlier. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's right here, right now. And like when Adrian falls off that horse, like he committed to falling off that horse.
I'm just gonna fall off this goddamn horse.
Well, he was probably so coked up at the time. Let's be honest. But like he committed to falling off that horse, and I'm kind of glad they replayed it like 17 times because if I'm going to like commit to falling off a horse and landing on my head and almost breaking my neck, I want you to replay that as much as possible.
Please.
Well, he's dead now,
Royalties.
right?
Yeah.
That's the one because that's another one of my ghost shows. And I got all excited for that because
There's a ghost show about Adrian Adonis.
hold on a second.
Whoa!
Jeff Horse, this is the only reason I know who he is. And I got so excited. Ooh! He was BFFs with I don't know if they said it like that. They're BFFs. Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he was like in a car with a bunch of other wrestlers or some shit, and they drove off a cliff. Not intentionally, I'm guessing. But no, there's a show that I'm
Suicide
obsessed
Pact.
with. Well, no, it's called Rowdy Roddy Piper was on Celebrity Ghost Stories forever ago. But it's a spinoff called The Haunting of, and they have one, The Haunting of Rowdy Roddy Piper. And I'm like, yeah, I knew you guys were going to be, you have to watch it.
Oh, please tell us every bit of this.
Yeah.
Well, we are getting to the end of it. Like, we've only got a half an hour. You can do another half an hour about this.
It's so good. I love it. I'm getting chilly. I love this show so much. It's a spinoff of Celebrity Ghost Stories. Y'all ever heard of that? Right?
Yeah.
And they actually take the celebrities and they give a psychic, like the psychic lady who's a boss and a lover, and she'll go to the place where they experience their experience and talk about it. And the whole thing was at Rowdy Roddy's house up in Canada. He's passed away too now, right?
Yes.
Well, then he got his wish. But
Whoa.
it's in the show. Watch it. It's only 30 minutes. She goes up to his cool ass place up in Canada that he's been living at forever, and they kind of learn the history of like his parents or his dad or whatever. It was a Mountie. And Rowdy Roddy Piper is my favorite of all time, even though I found out later he was a bad guy. I think I was just too young to catch on to that. But yeah, he was being haunted by Adrian Adonis and a whole bunch of other wrestlers. They even have like actors come in and play them like with the mist behind them. And he was like telling the story how they were best friends, and he died the way he did, and like he like tried to set his house on fire at one point in front of his kids. Adrian Adonis did.
Was that like Piper?
Yeah, and then Piper comes on, their house is on fire, and he runs in there, and there's like just a few logs knocked out of the fireplace. And he's like, oh shit, my house. And he's trying to get everything cleaned up, and he looks up, and there's Adrian Adonis just standing there like, He was just being a dick about it, but he's like a good guardian angel type of thing. But I love that that's how I know who Adrian Adonis is. I was like, oh, he's
I
the
love
ghost.
it. That's how you know who
He's
Adrian
the guy
Adonis is
that's
too.
haunting. Yeah, okay, cool.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a really good show.
And see, and Roddy Piper, like he'd always tell the same goddamn stories all the time about him hitting Snuka with hit with a coconut. Why couldn't he tell this story on a live microphone?
Oh, he tells it. He gets very emotional. And his dad goes come out, and he's like, I want to talk to you.
So what is the whole he got his wish thing?
Oh, well, that was at the end of it. She's like, he says, Adrian Adonis was saying that he comes down there and he will sit by himself and hope he dies. He hopes he goes to sleep and doesn't wake up. Because he had emotions and stuff.
He was an emo guy.
And I guess he got it. That's what I said. He would go down there all the time and just kind of be like, take me now. And what was it? He called him by his real name, though. I can't remember what that was. It wasn't Adrian Adonis. It was something else. I don't know. It's pretty interesting. I like ghost stuff. I like ghost
That's
stuff a lot.
awesome.
I just watched it literally 2 weeks ago, so that's why it's still fresh.
I'm gonna be watching it in a couple hours.
Well,
So
Adrian Adonis as a ghost probably has unfinished business because when he had that car accident, there was 2 cars, and the car that was following them, I guess, pulled up and went to them to check on them and stole their wallets.
Oh no!
And then just took off and left.
hey, y'all dead?
Yeah, that's what they did.
That's messed up.
Like that was the story behind of how shitty his fucking death was.
Damn.
That's a sad thing about Adrian Adonis is like the end of his career because he got to be a little bit larger and Vince hated guys that were out of shape.
Oh yeah, he got big at the end.
Yeah, so he did kind of a flamboyant gay gimmick at the flower shop.
He had the leather thing around his neck and he went blonde. And They said that his ghost was like the young, thin, dark-haired one. Then.
Yeah, he was a fucking stud when he was earlier, but for whatever reason he put on more weight, which was funny because according to Brickhouse Brown, he had a massive coke habit, like so much that because like coke would be mixed with different things or like baking soda or whatever, I don't know, but I guess some drug dealers would mix coke with baby laxative.
Yeah.
And Adrian Adonis snorted so much coke that it caused him to fucking shit everywhere uncontrollably.
In a match?
No, just in a hotel room after a show.
I was wondering that about these because I was like, what if they have an upset tummy and they're doing all that shit?
And just,
I mean, people have
I
shit.
imagine so. I didn't know why that wasn't in there.
No, a couple guys that have shit themselves.
Bloopers.
Andre the Giant shit on Bad News Brown.
That's ironic.
Take a lot of coke to fucking...
Yeah, do that. Take 70 liters of vodka to get him drunk. How much coke does it take?
And speaking of Andre the Giant, we get to see a little bit of him being the best guest talk show host ever.
Yeah.
Like, that was great. Like, that
That's
whole
fun.
little segment, and he's doing the fish song, he engulfs Alfred's face, because, I mean, and that's the thing, too, that's probably like a joke he did all the time, because people always want to see his hands, and it's like, oh, you want to match up against hands? Well, there you go. I'm bigger than his whole goddamn head. That's how big I am. So.
Yeah, he seemed nice.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the documentary on HBO. About
that should be pretty soon, isn't it?
April 10th. That's definitely something we're going to watch and do an episode about for sure. So, but rolling into your good friend Rowdy Piper, the Piper's Pit with Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah, as soon as I saw them together and I saw what's his name?
Lou Albano.
Yeah, I saw him come out. I was like, oh yeah, that's where I knew him. And then he kind of ruined my excitement. I was like, oh, don't be mean to her. Oh no. Was that real? That wasn't real.
No, it was all
written down.
I felt like she would have been more flamboyant if she was faking it.
It's all a thing. Now
she did hit him a couple of times, so that's not Cyndi.
Well, I mean, Piper ended up kicking her right in the head.
No.
On like an MTV thing. He didn't really kick her in the head. He always claims he kicked her in the head, but what happened was she had her head on his boot, and he kicked his boot, so then it looked like he kicked her, and he always said he kicked her, and people said that he kicked her when really it was all staged to set up that way. But the headline probably read, Roddy Piper kicks Cyndi Lauper in the head.
Yeah.
So.
I still don't know why he was always my favorite then. I was a kid. I don't remember. I had 3 dolls, and I think I told you this before. It was Hulk Hogan, Rowdy Roddy Piper, and the old school Sting, when Sting was still blonde and, less sad all the time.
And not the Crow.
He's just so sad.
Or the Joker.
Or the Joker, he did that.
Somebody hug that poor guy. Like, I didn't like him at all after that. It's like, he needs to cheer up. That's the Undertaker's thing. What are you doing?
Now, are we ready to dive into this Butcher Vachon wedding reception? Because I have more notes about this than I have the whole prior part of this video.
Yeah.
Now, granted, it is probably a half an hour long.
There was a lot of it, yeah.
But there's a lot of goddamn shit in here that I feel like we need to talk about. I like the setting. Looks like they rented out a VFW hall.
Yeah, exactly.
To have this, like,
I mean, what do you think Butcher Vachon would have his reception?
in a place that he'd be wrestling at a couple years later? Like, that sounds about right. Sounds just...
He was probably part of that VFW. They probably let him drink there for free.
You have everybody doing toasts. Of course, George Animal Steel asking for a toast. Pumpernickel.
Yeah.
Get it? Pumpernickel,
I get it.
toast, say a toast,
Okay.
pumpernickel.
I got you. Yeah, no, I get it. I was just wondering what is is that like? Is it on purpose? What is he doing? Okay.
Yeah, he was like an animal type.
Oh,
Literally,
okay.
Like he'd
Literally
eat
a man
turnbuckles too.
What?
He'd eat turnbuckles.
What's
like,
a turnbuckle?
Like the pad in the corner.
Oh.
He would like rip them open and eat the stuff in there.
Oh yeah, we didn't even touch on the fucking. There's when they had the African dude eat the chicken.
Oh yeah, that whole Kamala thing.
No.
And they told you look closely. I think they were referencing the fact that the chicken was shitting.
Yeah.
Another
It's
thing.
pooping chicken, guys.
And then he's gonna eat them. Like, does that make it more appetizing?
You gonna eat that poop?
Is it like when you get if you know that they pooped, it's not like a situation with shrimp that they've still got all the poop in them.
The vein.
Well, like, okay, the chicken pooped out everything, so therefore not gonna have to deal with
These
that
are gonna
when
be
we
better
eat it.
chitlins if you eat these chicken chitlins.
Yeah, we don't need to devein this chicken.
These chick chits.
So.
That was interesting. I literally just heard no.
I like that this guy whose name should be Sailor Racist was named Friday. Should have been it's like a kimchi looking thing or.
Well, yeah, it probably they called him Friday at the beginning, and then eventually it was Kimchi.
Okay.
So
Yeah, he's dressed like he should have a far more racist name than just Friday.
Yeah. So.
It's pretty rough. It's pretty rough.
Probably a reference to something.
Yeah.
But we don't know for sure or not if Dr. D said anything racist during this toast because they bleeped out most of it. Like, just
That was a wild one.
Well, somebody asked if wrestling was fake, and he had something to say.
I mean, yeah, he is the guy that stuck up for pro wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
So
Who did he slap the shit
John
out of?
Stossel.
John Stossel.
Hit him in the head. Supposedly John Stossel still has hearing damage from that slap from Dr.
Well, I mean, I figure a lot of it stayed. Y'all still tough ass dudes. I'm not gonna. You're not. Those aren't real muscles.
No, slap you in the ear, and now I can't hear right. Now that clicking is a whole lot worse.
And then Captain Lou just being an annoying, drunk fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Lou or me?
I really kind of looked at you.
Is that now my new code name? Oh, Captain Lou over here.
Yeah,
Better watch out, Captain Lou's here. I'm taking my shirt off in here.
Yeah,
Look at this beautiful body.
that would be my signal. It's like, oh, somebody's getting old Captain Lou in here.
Yeah, if ever started to get out of hand, like, Captain Lou, I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry.
Hey, let me get the microphone again.
Yeah, let me apologize.
God, he reminded me so much of one of my uncles, like saying how much. Yeah, I don't mind him though.
Now you can call him Captain Lou. Now you just call him the Captain.
I just kind of avoid him usually.
Or that.
As I was like, I don't mind him because I very rarely.
Okay, I was gonna say, you just said you don't mind him.
Yeah, that's a point.
Because I never see him.
Well, like most of my family.
Because I avoid him.
Yeah, I do. He's extra.
Is he basic?
No, the opposite of that for
motherfucker.
sure. No, he's got like a full mohawk and he's
Cool.
big old boy, and just very. I have a gun. Like, yeah,
There's so many things going on here.
I definitely know.
Is he Republican?
I don't know. I don't know if they really. I don't really know if they give a fuck about this.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he doesn't shop at Dick's anymore.
The Benfields are just
much.
wild. They're just a wild bunch for sure.
Well, speaking of wild bunch,
Right. I know. I said
Good
the
God.
wedding reminded me of Brock's memorial. Or what he would have wanted for it. Like, Lord have mercy.
yeah, I think Brock White would have wanted a Butcher Vachon wedding
Yeah.
reception as his going away party.
Definitely.
People dancing with Diamond Lil, abusing a midget.
Yeah.
Sky Lolo getting the shit stomped.
Oh, jeez, like
Poor Sky Lolo.
Poor Sky Lolo. Just picked up like a child.
That cake was bigger than he was.
Oh, poor Sky Lolo. And I like how Dr. D, instigates like this whole food fight thing, and like hits the bride very hard in the face with a pie, like very hard. And Butcher,
He
the
didn't
husband,
do anything.
he
Laughed.
laughed at that right in her face.
That's why I kind of was like, why was the bell on the whole time, too? I thought she was going to be a dude halfway through.
Yeah, I was waiting for a better payoff there.
There was no payoff there at all. I don't know what
Was that
that
normal
was.
back then? To leave the veil on? I thought the whole point after you got married, you take the veil off.
Yeah, I
Maybe
don't
she was
know.
just that ugly. Maybe that was the point.
Yeah, Butcher Vachon's like, I got standards, guys. Is this the woman you got to play my wife in this wedding ceremony?
Yeah.
Come on, you keeping the veil on.
Do something. That's the whole point. Like, you just hit your wife. You suck.
He just sat there and laughed.
Ha! Until George Animal Steel walks back in, and the slowest pie in the face ever.
Oh, wait, well, this was the slowest food fight ever. And also, too, it should be noted that, like, Dr. D started all this, but the first thing he does is he takes a tablecloth and puts it over top of his clothes as if, like, hey, I can't get these clothes messy because I'm going to go out later in them.
These are my courting gear.
Exactly. That's what I felt like he was doing. Because he wouldn't get involved when it got really messy, and he made sure they put, like, 2 tablecloths over top of him, like, come on, guys, let's throw down. Like,
but wash my face.
Yeah, just like.
See, I definitely would have just like, I'm just gonna go outside because I'm not trying to get sticky. I got a pomade up in here. I'm not picking that up. So.
It was real sweet ass tank top and cowboy boots. You know, you couldn't get that shit fucked up.
But like, yeah, this was like. I have a question. Is like, is this supposed to be funny? It was like the longest, slowest, lethargic food fight I've ever seen before.
I figured they were just kind of drunk. It was probably really fun for them. But
Yeah,
like,
this might have been real.
Like, here it comes. Yeah.
Well, that's what's concerning about me is like because we had the masked man and the masked woman.
Mm-hmm.
The masked woman gets straight up sexually harassed. Am I right?
It was a different time.
Still sexual harassment, though.
Like
just with a different year.
Calm down, snowflake.
Why do I even wrote that at one point? Like, my snowflake brain. What do I do?
Because they like lifted up her skirt and like they were trying to rip her shirt up, and then they cut like a few seconds later, and like Vince McMahon is escorting her away, and she's holding on to her top that is in tatters, and I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? Am I watching the Coliseum Home video version of The Accused right now? Like, is this Jodie Foster under this mask right now?
Lord.
Like,
hey guys, this is a gangbang.
Like, and Vince McMahon is the one who saves the day, which is the last person in the world.
That's arguable. He's the one that took her somewhere else.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Okay.
Like,
He might have been the one that ended the day.
Okay, let's. Okay, good. I'm not going to give him all the credit in the world for
no, not Vincent Kennedy Killer McMahon.
As we learned in our last episode.
He's so Zach Baggins. It's not even funny.
That guy's back. Billy Jack Haynes dropping new information.
Oh yeah, update from our last episode.
Yeah, he admitted that he took part in the missing in a murder of 2 missing kids, throwing them on train tracks, or at least getting rid of their bodies and putting them on train tracks to make it look like they were hit by the train.
This is a wrestler?
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy Jack Haynes, the topic of our
Wasn't
last
that a
discussion.
show back in the day with the ground kicking dude?
Yes, and that's
Not
where
the
he
same
got. That's
person.
what that not the same person,
Okay.
but he stole.
That's where he got the name.
That's where he got his name.
I got you.
Because he was also from the northwest as well, so he kind of took that. That was his wrestling character was Billy Jack Haynes.
Doctors
He had
Billy Jack.
He had the hat and everything, but he was also a psychopath,
Awful
and I believe he was
person.
also a mob enforcer as well. And that was one of the things that got cut out of either the original Shooter interview or this interview that he did with Rob Feinstein. And that was like the thing that Rob said he was losing sleep over, I'm assuming. And that was the thing that got cut out. But yeah, pretty common thing for mob people is you murder somebody, you put them on train tracks, and then they blame it on kids getting high.
Yeah.
Sleeping on the train.
Wrestling's deep.
And then he said he was also muscle in a drug deal that involved the Clintons.
Because he was in Arkansas when all this was going down.
And the Clintons were a part of it.
Which Clintons?
Bill.
Oh, yeah, he seems like he's...
The big one.
You can just tell from his face he's enjoyed some things.
George Clinton.
Oh, shit.
Somebody stepped to the fucking, the master of fun.
I did a show once where George Clinton was performing at the venue right downstairs.
Yeah.
And, there was, 3 people in our show, and then there was lines of people going to this, and it's just boom, boom. It's like, what are we even doing here?
Yeah, why are we doing? You guys think we could all just sneak
There's
in?
the back entrance. Can we just do that and say fuck this? I want to see George Clinton.
He was in town 2 weekends ago.
Yeah, that dude's, he's really old. He's never going to die. It's crazy.
No, it's all the weed.
Keep it
He's
going.
made of 90% smoke. You can't die.
He's got the funk, man.
Yeah.
Got the funk inside of him.
Probably had some other funks too.
Well, I'm sure there was,
Dick funk.
He likes all the funk.
well, I'm sure there's a whole bunch of funk in this VFW hall when we're all said and done, and everybody's sliding around. Anything more we can say about this fucking train wreck or
Thank God.
attempt at fucking comedy.
Thank God it's over.
I mean, yeah, it looked more fun to participate in than to watch, for sure.
Yeah, this was like that was the big climax to this whole video. And I'm like,
There was far better things than this. You could have started with this. Of course, if they had started with this, I probably would have just been like, I'm just gonna turn this shit off.
But like you cut short like the whole segment with Hulk Hogan and the Python powder, which that whole segment's actually pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
You cut short a lot of the other segments.
Oh, the fucking the head shrinker's cooking food.
Yeah, like that was okay.
Oh, that was weird.
Yeah, it was weird, but it was alright. But
I liked it better
These
than
fish guts, it just grossed me out.
This Alfred Hayes just fucking with it was the best part.
how many times on Tuesday Night Titans did Alfred Hayes look at something and turn his nose up to it?
Yeah.
Like it'd have to be like an astronomical number.
He always just ate. Because that was an
he
excuse
said
for
that
not
a
eating
couple
the
times.
fish soup and why I didn't want to have the protein shake. I just ate before I got here.
Also, did I ever tell you the fabulous story about Alfred Hayes on how he got to be such a large fixture, especially in America? Well, actually, how he got to be able to come over from the UK to the States.
Maybe. I remember a certain story about him.
Okay, I might have said it on this podcast, but basically what he did is he was at a wrestling event in the UK, and not a lot of like UK wrestlers were able to come over to America because they just didn't know how good or bad they were, and those things never crossed over. But Alfred Hayes was smart to realize, hey, I need to be in America if I want to make it. So there was a wrestling event, and before the wrestling event, the Queen would come down and shake hands with all the wrestlers. And Alfred Hayes paid a professional photographer to be at ringside and said, make sure you get the perfect angle so you get a picture of me shaking hands with the Queen, and try and keep all the other wrestlers out of it. Like, he made sure he was right on the end so it looked like he was the only one shaking hands with the Queen in the ring. And he got a picture of it, and when he sent a letter in to all these U.S. promoters, he included that picture of him shaking hands with the Queen. So he looked like a bigger star than what he really was.
Smart.
So, like, come on over, and that has led to him having this long career and working with the WWF during the 80s.
Well, cool. So we both know a lot of things. Mine's just more ghostly.
Yep.
I like that shit. I think he even talks about, this is right when I stopped watching it. He was the blonde guy that died. He was doing
Owen Hart.
Yeah, he was there too.
Okay.
He was one of the other wrestlers. I just remembered all that too.
Is that Haunt?
Yeah. Haunting Rowdy Roddy Piper's house in Canada.
What did he do? Tie his shoelaces together? And then all of a sudden he saw Owen Hart going,
Well, they messed with this. They fucked with his kids a lot. Like they would, the kids would kind of see him in the distance or whatever when they were trying to play and scare him and stuff. I don't think he fucked with them in that kind of way.
No, they didn't get him like a real weird way.
No, he said she said there's a whole bunch of them here and they're all just creeping on you.
I should have asked his son Colt if that was the case.
So Colt.
Hey, what's up, Colt Tomes? Did you run into any ghosts as a child? And he'd be like, no, my dad's so full of shit.
My dad was fucked up so often.
My dad had fucking problems. Every time he put on sunglasses, it was always a bad day.
Yeah. Oh, I got haunted by Adrian Adonis. Yeah, that happened because my dad would dress up like him.
He did. You can definitely tell he's like, you've had a rough life. And that took me a minute. I was like, I think he is dead now. Shit. Well, how did he die? Rowdy Roddy Piper. Was he doing Rowdy?
Yeah.
Well, if you ask Billy Jack Haynes, Vince McMahon killed him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You got some deep stuff in this little industry. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, it's fine. You can call it little.
Being a sexist or something. It's your little thing.
Your guys' little hobby.
Your little club. That's cute. Your little skits. No, it was really good though.
Our skits that had a running time of 1 hour and 17 minutes.
Yeah.
Which, even though this video wasn't quite as good, will cause us to probably watch more in the future.
Yes, of course.
If
The ones with actual wrestling on it.
Yes, we'll probably have a little bit more detailed discussion. But I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was there. It was a thing.
This is the proto version of Coliseum Home Video. This is where it all started. Anything else you want to say about this video?
No.
Amy?
No, I enjoyed it. I'm glad I put the ghost on your podcast.
I
This
dig
bitch
it.
is really into this stuff.
No.
So yeah, I'm white.
That's what I do.
It's got a lot of time to kill.
Well, maybe before we get out of here, you have a live microphone in front of you. This is going to come out tomorrow. Do you want to plug anything? Twitter, Instagram, shows?
Well, everything's just at Mimi Benfield for the most part. Wednesday nights, Crown Station, Charlotte. The rest of it's just out of state. You're in Virginia, some part of Virginia. I'm not even sure where it's at. Maybe Richmond or something.
Maybe, who knows?
Google it before I go. It's a funny bone. But, yeah. Check me out. Come live at the open mic. Jake's there. I make him go a little longer. Shh, cut that out.
No.
It's like, the good ones can go a little longer. It's like, why don't I get to go longer? You figure it out, man.
You fucking know why.
He read some jokes and then it go longer. Zane, like I said, this comes out tomorrow. Anything you got coming up that other people know about?
No. At PWF tomorrow night, which will be Friday. Hubert, North Carolina. Roast of Bob Keller on Sunday, March 18th. And then Queens of Combat on doubleheader on March 24th in Gibsonville, North Carolina.
Also, don't forget about Yadkinville, March 31st, AML Wrestling.
Okay.
Because I'll be there with you.
Yes.
And I will be at PWX March 25th. So make sure you look that
I got
up.
a wrestling thing to plug.
Just make one up.
I'll just punch Ben Stacy at the show.
Say some letters and say that you'll be there.
Yeah. Mimi Benfield will be punching Ben Stacy in the face.
Muskrat Sprinkle.
Yeah.
Muskrat Sprinkle.
Come out to see Muskrat Sprinkle at MBOMWF.
Okay.
Mimi Benfield's Open Mic Wrestling Federation.
Dope. Yeah, I can add violence to the open mic. Why not?
Why not?
I'll just throw them off the stage when
There
they're
you
done.
go.
It's not the first time that there's been a fight at the end of Crown Station Open Mic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought that's just what you guys did.
We've had one recently, but man, I've seen some doozies.
This is
It's
true.
always a girl
And some
chasing
don'tsies.
a guy.
Well, speaking of some doozies and some don'tsies,
Uh-oh.
some people have not been leaving reviews, so we're going to have to bring up the same people that we brought up last week on iTunes. Donut 1978 is still the most recent review on iTunes. I will read the review once again. How did these two get a podcast? This goes to show any two idiots with a mic can have a podcast. 5-star review.
Yes!
Currently the most recent iTunes review, and like I said,
It's 5
folks,
out of what? He doesn't seem to like y'all very
Yeah, no kidding.
I know, but it's down. He could have left 1 star, and it means the same amount.
Don't tell him that.
No, reviews mean reviews, man. On
I know,
iTunes.
but let's
This
still we still want the 5s also for
I would
vanity's
like the
sake.
5s, but I understand why they would leave a 1.
I mean, we get it. Just
I get it. But of course, like we read the newest review on iTunes and also the newest review on Stitcher, which is still KO8 Wrestling, entitled "Great Show." Jake and Zane are great. Cheap plug for RHPW vs. KO8 Wrestling on YouTube.
Cool.
Like I said, you can leave a review on Stitcher or iTunes, and we will plug whatever it is you're trying to plug. We're not above it. We just read whatever in default mode is the newest review.
I'm about to go I don't have iTunes, but I'll figure it out.
That,
If
Stitcher, you could plug your Twitter, your Instagram, do whatever. I will say it every single week
I'll
until
do
a new
a
one
whole
shows
thing,
up.
but just talk about me.
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
If you want to leave your write up in the bio.
We most certainly will encourage that, and we also
4
encourage.
stars.
We also encourage anybody to point out any mistakes or any corrections we need to make. But make sure you tweet me at ManscoutManning or email me at jake@sslshow.com. Make sure you log on to howdidthisgetbooked.com. And like I said, make sure you leave a review on iTunes, but also make sure you subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, YouTube, SoundCloud, or whenever podcasts are available. This has been another edition of How Did This Get Booked?
Woo!